Zelink? Really? Okay, I get it. People love shipping characters from movies, games, books, etc., etc. And although I'm not a huge fan of it, I cannot deny that I am not immune to this terrible, annoying thing. As a huge fan of the Zelda series, I have definitely seen my fair share of shipping and have done a little bit of it myself. And the most common one is Zelda and Link, Zelink. And if I'm honest, I don't think almost any of them make sense. I know, it's just people having fun, but some people it's not just having fun. They get seriously offended when I say that certain ships just really don't make sense. So if you're one of those people that gets easily offended by someone else's opinion, you might as well click away now. If you don't mind someone disagreeing with you in a very sassy manner, as I am wanting to do, then stay. I'll try to be nice about it, but I mean, come on. I like to be sassy sometimes. So what I'm going to be doing is going through several Legend of Zelda games and kind of weighing out whether or not I think Zelda and Link could go well together in that game. And if I don't think they could go well together, I'll give my top picks for who I think would be a love interest, or if there shouldn't be one at all. And while I'll be going in order of the timeline, I'm not going through every game, just the ones that have a story I am most familiar with. Beginning with games from pre-timeline split, we have Skyward Sword. Starting off well for Zelink fans, this is probably the only game where I say 2 thumbs up, heck yes, Zelda and Link together. They've made it so obvious in the story that they are more than just best friends. That was easy. Ocarina of Time. Now for Ocarina of Time, it kind of depends on which ending you have. Because despite this game being before the timeline split, or rather initiating the timeline split, it really does depend. Now, obviously, if we're talking Downfall timeline, Ocarina of Time Link doesn't get with anyone, because he did. And Adult timeline, obviously he doesn't get with anyone because he ain't even there. This is a point of discrepancy I see with a lot of people. They try to say, oh yeah, the adult timeline is the Link that stayed an adult. No, Link never stayed an adult. The reason we have the split is because Zelda sent him back to relive his childhood, but that Zelda that sent him back, and everything just kind of kept going without him. He was gone, which is why the flood happens. There is no Link in the adult timeline from Ocarina of Time because he was sent back to be a child. There is no adult Link that stays an adult Link. We clear? So that covers Downfall and adult timeline, Hero of Time, Link. So that just leaves the child timeline version of the Hero of Time. Now for anyone that believes the Link is dead theory, let me just say now, that has been proven wrong. Why? Because Twilight Princess is in the child timeline, and it was confirmed that the hero shade in Twilight Princess is the direct blood ancestor to Twilight Princess Link, which means child Link had to live on to have a family so that eventually down the line we get Twilight Princess Link, okay? He's not dead. But anyway, it is definitely not Zelda that he is with. There is hardly any interaction with them except for the whole Sheik thing, but that Zelda doesn't remember that because she's a kid. But also, if you look at Twilight Princess Link, since that is a direct descendant of his, why is he not living in royalty? I mean, I guess a lot could have happened between time, but I feel like if you have royal blood in you, that's not going to happen. However, there is sufficient evidence to speculate that he does marry Malon from Lon Lon Ranch. Why? Twilight Princess Link knows Epona's song, which was a song that Malon knew because her mother sang it to her. Naturally, this would be passed down in the family. Yes, I know Link already knows it, even if he didn't marry Malon. But I think that would end up being a family thing, don't you? And look at the area he's living in. It seems more akin to the lifestyle of Malon's family than it does someone who's a descendant of the royal family. So in Ocarina of Time, I would ship him with Malon, not Zelda. Now I'm not super familiar with all of the games in the Downfall timeline, so there's only one that I will be looking at. and that is A Link Between Worlds. I don't really see him with anyone. Like, I don't see him with Zelda. I mean, I don't completely exclude it, but I don't really see it. I mean, I guess it could, but I don't really see him with anyone in that one. If you can think of anyone besides Zelda that he might be good with and can give a good, reasonable explanation, let me know. Now to the child timeline. Majora's Mask, referred to my Ocarina of Time response. Twilight Princess, not Zelda. There is no way that it would be Zelda. They have hardly any interactions, okay? This is the one that grinds my gears so much. It literally makes no sense to ship Twilight Princess Link and Twilight Princess Zelda, like, at all. They hardly ever talk, they don't know each other, and I'm pretty sure he just ends up going back to Ordon Village anyway to live a normal life, so why would that happen? And I definitely would say not Midna either. She leaves, okay? So, no, Hyrule Warriors does not count in this. That's not part of the timeline. The only possible option I see is his childhood best friend, Elia. That could totally remain completely platonic. It can totally just be a best friend thing. Maybe she feels that way for him and he doesn't for her, or vice versa. You never know. But if he's gonna be with anyone, based on what we see in the games, Elia's the best choice. Then we have the adult timeline. Wind Waker. No. No one there. I know a lot of people claim Tetra could be an option, but pretty sure she's a few years older than him. Not that I guess that would matter to some people, but I think she views him as more like the annoying little brother that she for some reason loves. But emphasis on the little brother part. I don't see any potentials in that game. I think that's more of a friendship right there. I suppose some people could try to argue that they have a relationship and their descendant is Spirit Tracks Zelda, but that's a real long shot and that's extreme speculation with absolutely nothing to support it, in my opinion. So for Wind Waker I say no one. Last but not least, post-timeline games. In other words, Breath of the Wild. Click the card to be taken to Game Over Jesse's video on the Breath of the Wild Zelda timeline placement. I got to help voice it, and I gotta tell you, it's pretty accurate sounding. I'm convinced. I could totally see Zelda for this one. They spend a lot of time together. I think they do grow better as friends. They both have the common struggle of being gone for 100 years. Not that I'm saying it would happen, but I could see it. Obviously, that's just one young lady's opinion, and I'm sure you have different ones. So, if you want, feel free to kindly comment below what you think about all of these shipping ideas I have and where you might ship instead. I know there are a lot of Zelda fans out there, so I'm sorry, but I just don't agree with 90% of them. But I hope you still find the video enjoyable nonetheless to hear a different point of view. And if you did, you should give the video a thumbs up, and while you're at it, go ahead, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I post videos every Wednesday, and not just Zelda content, but other geeky content as well. By the way, if you would like more from the Geek Apprentice, like one of my supporters Halo Justin, then check out my Patreon at patreon.com/thegeekapprentice to see how you can receive rewards such as joining the Discord, seeing content early, or even exclusive access to unused and scrapped material.